Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and today we are going to do a quick ferry flight with the Cessna Citation Sovereign Plus from Hamburg to Westerland Sylt in northern Germany. The sun is just about to set over here, so this is going to be an absolutely fantastic ambience for today's flight. So let's go ahead and get right into this and prepare our plane that has been parked for a little while for the services. We're also combining this one with the walk around already, so that we can make sure our plane is up and ready for rock and roll the moment we are ready to go over here. So let's have a very quick look into the oxygen compartment, which is still full. This is the thing with privately owned aircraft. They are not as reliable to be maintained as are, for example, the aircraft that are operated by a company like NetJets, for example. But nonetheless, we are of course doing our very best here to give it the most professional operation we can. Let's connect the batteries. Let's also put the external power in place over here like that, and then we can make our way around the tailplane. Good look at everything over here, and that's actually all looking fantastic. Then let's have a look into our hold. And this one is looking good as well, so we can close that again. Alright, so that's looking good, and finally we got one more battery that we need to connect down here. Here we go. And here we go. Alright. So another wheel chuck to remove, and with that we can also remove the engine cover over here, and then everything is looking fantastic. So let's get inside and prepare our Citation Sovereign for this quick hop across northern Germany. Alright. And here we are. So let's take a seat in the cockpit. We'll start testing the emergency light. This is looking good. This is looking better. And the tail floodlight switch can come on over there as well. Then standby power test. And that is looking good. And on, that is looking good. So batteries on. Systems coming to life. External power on, looking even better. Alright, fantastic. With that, our airplane is coming to life, so let's get our electronic flight bag, go over into the flight menu and fetch the flight plan from SimBrief, please. Here we go, Hamburg to Sylt, flight level 230, 3,000 pounds fuel. And then we can just scroll down a bit to the airport weather. Here we go, so you can see Hamburg, light showers of rain, overall okay conditions, and then Sylt is looking quite good this evening, so I'm expecting an easy flight. Our primary outlet is Hamburg, which is good, and Leipzig is good as well, Berlin is good as well, so overall fantastic weather. 3,000 pounds of fuel it is, so let's go into the services and payload. So we got nothing over there, 3,000 pounds, set those please. Nothing down there, and with that we're good to go. Okay, so quick check, water's on board, and we have that stuff, and we can do all the rest through the aircraft panels, so that's all looking good.
System test. Okay.
Fantastic, then let's get started. Weight and balance is looking good, passengers are going to be 0 and the cargo 0 as well. For the takeoff we take 3,000 pounds. Which we can synchronize, and for the landing we do have some fuel reserves, which are 1,588 pounds. Like this, and that equals 30 minutes holding time, looking good. Now let's go for our flight plan. For that we need the ACARS flight plan request. Here we go, Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, Hamburg to Sylt. Import, looking good. And then let's go ahead and grab the ATIS as well. So, the ATIS, Echo Delta Delta Hotel. like that. Request, departure, not the real world one. And here we go, on the way. So, Hamburg, Artis, Lima, expect ILS approach runway 23, takeoff runway 33, passing 2000, contact 120.54, ACDM in use vats.im/vdgs, that's okay, we can do that real quick. So, to show you guys what I would love to, but I'm getting a bad gateway warning. Okay, so we can't do that. So be it. TOBT is in 10 minutes, at least according to what we filed, so we're gonna go with that. So for our departure, we got an LZOP departure, and it is the LZOP 3 Golf. So that'd be this one, runway 33, preview on the chart. Get that on full screen, please. So LZOP 3 Golf, straight at Delta Hotel 254, maximum 210, left 260, and then to LZOP, so that's all looking good according to what we got over here. And for the approach, we are coming in from Oldip, so ILS 23, Oldip transition, and we can just preview that here, looking good, load, yes. Can cross-check all of that in flight, that's gonna be easy. Okay, so we got that stuff, then let's go on to the VNAV, and for here we got 256.4, transition 5000, and 250 knots limit, pilot defined cruise is looking good. So we got all that. For the takeoff, runway 33, let's, I'll tell you what, let's quickly find the intersection distances. So, charts, airport, departure. So, Delta 9 over here is the intersection, that's the interesting one for us. So, airport info takeoff minimums, runway 33, here it is. Via Delta 9 is 8973 feet. So we can load this, let's make it a wet runway, use the ram air temperature. So, we set 8973 feet. Like that. Takeoff config 1, anti-ice off, reversers are available, takeoff factor 1.25, and rolling takeoff, probably yes, takeoff data, accept, and that's looking good, 4,741 required, easy going. Alright, thank you, then let's start with the warnings. Stall warning is looking good, let's wait until the test is completed. And here we go, engine fire.
Left engine fire. Right
So
engine
all the
fire.
lights are coming on, that's all looking good.
Right engine
Let's
fire.
use that time.
Left engine
Turn
fire.
the aux lights on here
Right
as
engine
well
fire.
as the floodlights. And the panel lights, that's all looking good. Okay, smoke detector,
Baggage fire.
looking
Baggage
good.
fire. Baggage fire.
Okay, then while the test continues, we'll take 1 to 1.5. So we got that. Annunciators are all looking good. Fantastic. Let's take a quick moment over here. Split that display. Okay, overspeed test. Is done, HF number 1. And while that's testing, let's already get our frequencies, 1 to 1805. Okay, and then tower is going to be 1 to 6855. Squawk machine 2000 until we get a clearance, and that's all looking good. Alright. So that's all looking good, then let's go ahead and grab our IFR clearance. And we had ATIS Lima. Alright, let's see if data link clearance is available. So, departure clearance, request, Asus version Lima, and we are parking at 107. Alright. Send, station Hamburg, enter. Okay, departure clearance request is sent. Down here the initialization is done, so we can accept that as completed. Then let's see if we're gonna get IFR clearance this way, or if we have to call in via voice. Either way works fine with me, so that's alright. Okay, cool. In the meantime, we're done setting everything up down here, so let's go ahead and go up here. Altitude is gonna be 5,000, so 5.1 until we get the clearance. Okay, ding dong. Okay, PDC number 9, clear to Sylt of runway 33, LSOP 3 Golf, which is confirmed. Squawk 1353. Okay, ADT MDI next frequency 121705. Atus Lima report ready on 121705. And submit your TOBT. That's impossible because the server gives an error. We'll have to tell them that, and that's it. Okay, fantastic. So we're done with our setup. Let's accept the clearance. Yes, thank you.
Flight plan route, climb via Sylt to altitude 5000.
Alright, fantastic. So let's go for the checklist, please. Okay, so exterior pre-flight cabin and cockpit. Pre-flight inspection complete, nose landing gear torque link connected, engine pitot APU and static wick covers removed and stowed, circuit breakers in, emergency lights on, standby power tested and on, batteries on, oxygen quantity checked, APU GPU on GPU, boss tie is closed, interior button on, tail floodlight on, landing gear down 3 green, CBR. Tested. Okay, control lock is removed. Initialization complete. ATIS clearance flight plan programmed. Trim stabilizers. So here's a trim of 3 units, 0 and 0. Okay, cabin is prepared and music is not needed today, that's it. Okay, so far so good. Let's go for our briefing then. So 5,000 initial climb, 11705, 1353 is in, clearance is confirmed. That's all looking good. So for the departure briefing, we are going to leave from Hamburg's runway 33 on the LSOP 3 Golf departure. Initial climb of 5,000 and extra fuel and time is 0. Now for our taxi, we have no hotspots and we should not require any runway crossing today. Our stop margin is around 4,000 feet. Engine out sits straight at 25, climbing 3,000. We can come back to runway 23 here in Hamburg. And we've got nothing special, nothing non-standard, and that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions or suggestions? No? Alright, then that's a departure briefing completed. Okay, let's get our startup clearance. Hamburg Airport, schönen Abend. Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, request startup.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot Hamburg Airport, good evening. Startup approved for taxi. Contact Hamburg Tower on 126.855. Bye bye.
Startup approved 126.855. Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot. Tschüss. So 126.855 and B4 engine start checklist. Park and brake. Okay, aux pumps on. Looks like I set the brake too early. Okay, release, pressure is verified, brakes, and set. Looks good. Okay, park and brake is set, wheel chocks removed, FBO payment and fuel receipt verified received, static wicks removed, cabin door. So let's close that thing up. And here we go. Alright. So, cabin door closed, curtain latched open, divider doors latched open, crew seats, pedals, seat harness and belts adjusted, fastened, seatbelts and passenger safety buttons are on, EIS CAS checked, fuel quantity, balance, reserves checked, departure briefing is complete, passenger briefing not required, complete. Okay, starting engine checklist, APU bleeder button off, max cool button off, throttles idle, and starting engine number 1. And here's 9%. Engine run switch on. Alright, and while that thing is starting, let's take a quick moment. So, show me that sit on the chart, please. Like that.
EasyJet A343, good evening, flight level 248.
What?
Easy H343, this is the wrong frequency, you should be on 126.325. 126.325, thank you.
Okay, here we go. Good start on engine number 1. Then the start is running off the battery anyway, so external power is going off, and then you can disconnect all the ground equipment. So ground power unit remove and ground power unit access panel close. Alright, so we got a good start on 1, starting 2. And engine 2 start in progress. Here's 9%. While we're waiting for that to complete, one more quick check of the QNH. So I thought it was 1012. And it is 1012, okay. And departure frequency on 120.54. And pre-select that. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so 2 good starts. Let's continue the checklist. EIS CAS. Oh, can definitely turn the aux hydraulic pump back off. Okay, is checked, external power disconnected, interior button on before taxi checklist. Flight controls are verified free. Nose wheel steering disconnect is checked. Then, flight instruments, avionics checked, flight director modes, top altitude are set, autopilot is off, takeoff speed, so for that we gotta go flaps 1. And here we go, takeoff speeds are posted, fuel transfer feed off, bleeder system checked, pressurization, landing field elevation checked, NEIS off, EIS CAS checked, before taxi checklist complete. Hamburg Tower, schönen guten Abend, Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, request taxi.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, Hamburg Tower, morning, advice able to depart runway 33 intersection Delta 9.
Yep, able Delta 9.
Delta Lima Foxtrot, taxi to import runway 33 intersection Delta 9 via Delta 1 and Delta 9.
33 Delta 9, Delta 1, Delta 9, Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot. Alright, so we go out to the right and then as briefed. Taxi light is on, right side is clear, left side is clear, and then parking brake. Off. So sufficient power to roll on idle, that's looking good. So coming off to the right hand side. Taxi checklist. Exterior lights. Taxi on. Brakes checked. Northwest steering checked. Rudder bias system checked. Thrust reverser. We'll do them once we're on Delta 1. Right, that's the taxi checklist, like, basically complete. Small apron, quite hard to maneuver the Sovereign over here. I think we're probably pretty much at the wingspan limitation as well for this apron. Yeah, 29 meters, we're easily below that. Right, left side's clear, right side is clear. Hey, why is it barely going right? Yeah, that's looking better. Northward steering has seen some update recently, so it may have seen some adjustment in the sensitivity there. But okay, here we go, so let's check the reversers. And here we go, reversers deploying normally. That's what we're looking for. Great, so before takeoff checklist. Flap selector, verified set for takeoff, speed brake stowed, stabilizer trim 3 centered, anti-ice off, speed knob FMS, radar off, flight director modes top altitude checked, crew brief complete, before takeoff checklist complete.
Lima Foxtrot 128, so release 1 knots, runway 33, clear to takeoff, choose.
Lima Foxtrot, runway 33, clear for takeoff, choose. Okay. So, clear for takeoff checklist. Control logs off, flight controls free, pitot-static buttons on, exterior lights on. Okay, yeah, it's cast checked, auto throttle armed, and that's the cleared for takeoff checklist complete. Okay, so you go full screen and you go nav mode, and with that we're ready to go. Timing and takeoff.
3.
80 knots, checked. V1, rotate. Pause of climb, gear up. Right, here's 400, flaps up, nav, and level change and autopilot. MCT set. Passing 2000. Vertical speed.
Can you repeat, please? The A243, continue on present heading. Descend altitude 4000 feet, QNH 101.
1000 feet a minute.
Continue on this heading, descend to 4000 feet. QNH 1013, EasyJet A343.
Bremen, schönen guten Abend. Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, passing 4000, climbing 5000.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, Bremen, more than 85. Chances by level 100, we are set.
Level 100 verset, Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot. Set, 100 checked. Let's do VS 5000. That should easily be all we need. And now tell me why it's calculating a turn at such a small angle. That doesn't make much sense to me. Alright, set standard.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, climb to flight level 230 and proceed to Oldham.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, climb level 220, direct Oldham. Set.
Level 230.
1230 Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot. Danke. Alright, so direct to Alder.
North side 1 Charlie, direct
And here we go, lovely turn to the right. And then level change. Climb thrust set. And here we go.
The microwave radar lower in the 5, level 185. Simple flight level 100, permission Lima covered.
Okay, after takeoff checklist, landing gear, up flaps, up yaw damper.
Contact radar on 126, business 3252.
126 325 Delta Lima Foxtrot, schönes Wochenende.
Ebenso.
Okay, schönen guten Abend. Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, level 125, climbing to 30.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, radar and
Okay, so complete that checklist please, and try to do so while actually seeing the knob. So, yaw damper on, flight director mode's check, pressurization is climbing, exterior lights are all off after takeoff checklist complete. So climbing through 10,000, passenger safety doesn't matter because we are doing a ferry flight, and altimeter standard, seatbelts don't matter, exterior lights off, APU off, and that's the checklist complete. Alright, I like it. Then let's go full screen on the PFD. And with that, we're on our way up. The sun is just about in a location where we don't want it to be, but can't really do much about it at the moment. Once the nose is coming down, when we're a bit higher, then we can get the sun visors down. Maybe we can get them down already, but not going to make much of a difference right now. Now, let's just take the nose down a bit. See, that's much nicer, is it? And you can start accelerating. Give me 300 knots, please. So, 2,000 feet a minute. The top of the descent is going to be just about in 20 miles or so. So it's a fairly short flight, but as mentioned, just a quick ferry over here. So let's make some use of the time that we have here and get the approach charts for Sylt. We got the airport chart and the ILS chart. Asus on 118.4 respectively should be on data link as well. So let's have a quick look down into data link. Request arrival, real Asus, no. 1,000 to go. Top of descent within a minute. And here we go. Sylt in for Victor, Romeo 23. 320, few broken, 12 degrees, 1010. Like that. And Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot is ready for descent.
Okay, so Charlie Lima Foxtrot to altitude 3,000 feet, USA 1010. Fire
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, descent 3000, 1010 via Alder. Confirm already cleared ILS 32? Danke. Okay, that's about as easy as it gets. So let's go 2,000 feet a minute down, and then we can run VNF as well. Maybe 2,500 just to make it easier to re-intercept that profile. Alright. So, quick look into the approach chart. 1800 is the MSA. 231 is the minimum. We go around straight ahead by a couple of on-off points to the left, climbing to 3,000. And if we have a look at that Okay, here's VNAV capture. Here we go. Set QNH.
German radar, Oscar Echo, Hotel, Hotel, passing without speed, German, order. Oscar Echo, Hotel.
1010 cross check passing 20.2. Now, check.
German, flight level 390, Oscar.
Okay, so minimum 231, like that. Performance, landing data, weather, load, runway, it's looking good. Landing config full. Auto throttle, it's going to be off 1.25, is looking good. Accept landing speeds.
Western Tower, 119.750, Duncan 5th to the port, 6.
Okay, so for the approach, all up to waypoint 007 at 3000 and then to Zilta,
Direct Omeda,
which is the final approach fix. And then from Zilta, 3-degree glide down to the minimum of 231, which is checked, and the go around takes us to waypoint 010, 011, and then 012, 013, all up 3000, and that's all the way it is on the chart up here. Okay, fantastic. So everything's checked, everything's done. And then we can start the approach briefing, please. So, ILS approach runway 32 via Oldham, and the MSA is 1800, minimum 231, go around straight out, left, climbing 3000, initially 210, and thereafter no speed restriction. Weather in Sylt is good enough that we could at any time come back to Sylt or divert back to Hamburg, where the weather is fantastic as well. Overall, we've got extra fuel for about 20 minutes. Alright, now for the approach, we'll use flight director guidance, flaps full, runway 32. Idle reverse, manual braking. We'll ask ATC to vacate the runway via the crossing runway 24, but we'll need ATC permission to actually enter that runway over here and then to the general aviation parking up over here. Nothing special, nothing non-standard, and threats for the arrival, possible VFR traffic is a thing in the area, so what we'll do for that is to go down here, transition level is 70, and then area speed limit will go with 220 below 10,000. And within like 25 miles from the field, like this. Then airspeed limit 220 below 10,000 is set anyway. Alright, fantastic. So with that we are fully set up and prepared for those threats as well. Any questions or suggestions from your side? Nope. Fantastic. So, looks like the sun is gone. Then we can stow the visors as well. And that's it. Please uncheck us, please. So yeah, that descent checklist. Pressurization, landing elevation, 28 feet, altimeter, QNH 1010, and exterior lights are now coming on. That's the descent checklist complete. Alright, fantastic. So the approach checklist is next. Looking down at the weather, a little bit of oppressive everywhere, but overall conditions are okay. So it could have been a lot worse. For the German North Sea coast, you never know. It's either gonna be stormy and rainy, which is the case today, or it's gonna be fantastic weather. And looking out here, still seems alright, but
Continue on to 4775 runway 74 estimate twist around top. From that weiter, contact landing radar on 120 decimal 5.
Just looks amazing, doesn't it? I'm really, really liking the Sovereign.
Contact German radar on second frequency.
120 decimal 5.
Okay, FMS speed control going down towards 220 knots.
10540, Lufthansa Fliegen Alpha.
Delta Charlie Prima Foxtrot out closing. Once established on the ILS confirmed contact Yesterday Tower on 119.75.
Unestablished 119.750 Delta Charlie Lima Foxtrot. Schön ab, schönes Wochenende.
Danke ebenso. Power Station,
Aufstieg in die Rechtsverbunde ist dabei.
Alright, I'm already gonna put him up so that we get an idea of what's going on at Sylt. So, 10,250 looks okay. Let's do the approach checklist. Liner data, confirm, minimums 231, anti-ice off, flight instruments avionics check set, crew approach brief complete, fuel transfer off, exterior lights on, passenger briefing not required, divider door and curtain latched open, crew seats, seatbelts adjusted, fastened, seatbelts and safety buttons on, APU in flight is not required, and that's the approach checklist complete. Alright, fantastic. So this guy's up and climbing. He's not going to play any role for us. So it's really just going to be straight in, that's it.
Runway 32 will join the right traffic service.
So that's really about as easy as it gets for a flight. The ILS is auto-tuned. We are cleared for the approach.
Der Lima-Sierra Verkehrsinformation eines Cessna Citation IFR 3 Meilen Flugpiste 32.
Okay, vertical speed. Then let's switch over to the localizer.
Club 176, wind 3003, 20
And localizer capture.
32, clear to land, Silver Cloud 176.
So just a quick check, reaching Sylt at 3000, so we're on a perfect approach profile. Gonna fly this as fast as possible here.
Der Lima-Sierra mit den Verkehr ändert frequency.
We're gonna fly this as fast as possible so that we get to the hotel. Might be able to get a drink at some beach bar before bringing somewhere important somewhere tomorrow.
Delta Lima-Sierra, verlängere den Gegenanflug, warte auf Fernflug.
Alright then, overflying Oldip right now, and there's the glide slope. Let's get her a little bit below the glide. Let's get a level change here, 220. Just so that we have a little bit of margin to reduce our speed later on. So, heading out to the German North Sea right now.
Delta Lima-Sierra, fliegen in Richtung Fernflug bis 32.
We'll need this one after landing, so let's have that ready.
Delta Lima-Sierra, wir würden, wenn es geht, aufsitzen und durchstarten.
Delta Lima-Sierra, verstanden.
So, I do believe that is Pelvorm over here.
Delta Lima-Sierra, QNH.
Amrum on the side, and then Sylt in the back over there.
Delta Lima-Sierra, QNH 111.
Unless I'm totally mistaken, which could be the case. But that is definitely Sylt over there.
Silver Cloud 176, confirm you would like to park at Apron 3.
Confirm, Silver Cloud 176.
Silver Cloud 176, roger, vacate right at the end.
Alright, nothing on TCAS that would warrant a Honeycomb call, so I'm gonna give Tower a call straight away.
Vacate right at the end, Silver Cloud 176.
And approach is armed. Sylt Tower, schönen guten Abend. Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, ILS 32.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, Sylt Tower, good evening.
Alright, then let's have some fun. Manual flight, flight directors off, and auto throttle off. I think this is the first time that I didn't confuse the toga button and the auto throttle disconnect button. 1,000 to go. 15 miles to run. We can slowly start reducing our speed here. Look at this. I wish the registration wouldn't override the Citation Sovereign on the engines, but apart from that, it's looking fantastic. 12 knots out. Wind is coming straight at 31 knots, so let's not get too slow just yet.
Delta Lima Sierra, nach dem Aufsetzen und Durchstarten fliegen Sie in die Rechtsplatzrunde, Piste 3-2, Wind 300 Grad, 2 Knoten, Piste 3-2, frei zum Aufsetzen
Okay,
und
wind
Durchstarten.
322, so light wind from the
Delta
left.
Lima Sierra, nach dem Aufsetzen und Durchstarten.
Well, strong wind from the front, but light crosswind component from the left in there.
Frei zum Aufsetzen und Durchstarten.
One VFR guy doing touch and goes on our runway.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, revised QNH 1011.
QNH 1011, Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot. Okay. And 1011 is set.
Welcome to Sylt, text to Apron 3 via Lima and Lima 1.
Okay, glide stop capture, current altitude set, flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. We're 180 knots, so we need about 900 feet a minute here to maintain the glide slope. That is looking perfect. Yep, the altitude is checked. And 3000 is set for the go-round. I just reset it up and back down, just in order to avoid it flashing. In other words, to tell the altitude alerter that we are intentionally going through the altitude. Alright, we can see our runway on the 12 o'clock. Let's get the landing checklist ready. Alright, and here we are, 6 miles out, gear down. And flaps 2. Flaps 4. Let's not get too slow yet, gonna keep those 140 over here. And before landing checklists. Landing gear, down 3 green, flaps full, speed brakes retracted, airspeed is getting down, and autopilot disengaged, yaw damper disengaged, complete.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, wind 300 degrees, 22 knots, runway 32, clear to land, vacate at the end, to the right.
Runway 22, clear, correction, runway 32, clear to land, vacate at the end to the right, Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot. Okay, so different A from what I expected, but that's fine.
Delta Sierra, Verkehrsinformation, IFA Cessna, Citation, aktuell im 4-Meilen-Endflug, Piste 3-2, Meldungsverkehr in Sicht.
So the VFR is told to report us inside.
Delta Lima Sierra, halt Ausschau.
And Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, traffic information, VFR light type aircraft, downwind, runway 32.
We're on the right here. Delta Lima Foxtrot, roger.
Correction on the right, downwind.
Got him on TCAS, but not visual yet. I mean, it's true, and it means that the controller stays responsible for the separation because we don't see the traffic. Which is true. The TCAS doesn't count for having someone inside. Should be off on the right hand side somewhere. Maybe it helps if the tail flutter. Alright, we are clear to land. Wind is coming from the left. Let's fly about 110 due to the winds.
Delta Lima Sierra, fliegen Sie in den Endanflug, Piste 3-2, Vorsicht, Wirbelschleppen.
A little turbulence here.
Delta Lima Sierra, fliegen in den Endanflug, Piste 3-2, Vorsicht, Wirbelschleppen. Wir würden einen Tiefanflug machen.
Delta Lima Sierra, verstanden.
Oh yeah, he just warned the guy behind us about our wake turbulence. So looking at this, you can see my yoke moving at the bottom there. We've actually got a little bit of work to do here as well. You can feel those 22 knots of wind. Even though they're mostly coming from the front.
200 meters.
Continue. Of course, it doesn't help that we got a rather light aircraft today, because we are doing a ferry. Okay, decrap. Come on. And here we are. And he told us to vacate at the end, so that's what we're gonna do. Probably gonna put us on apron 3 then, I guess.
Remaining.
Okay, stopping that timer. 24 minutes. Nice. That was a thoroughly enjoyable one. Okay, so we're gonna go off to the right hand side, as he instructed. Guy behind us is still about a mile out, that's good.
Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot, taxi to Apron 3 via Lima and Lima 1.
Apron 3, Lima 1, Delta Charlie Echo Lima Foxtrot. Dankeschön, schönen Abend und schönes Wochenende.
Dankeschön, gleichfalls.
Okay, come on. Get rolling to the right. Don't stop here. That thing needed a bit of violence to convince it to vacate the runway.
Nach dem Tiefanflug fliegen Sie in die Rechtsplatzrunde.
Okay.
Rechtsplatzrunde Piste 3-2, Wind 3-0.
Here we are, let's just stop here for a second. Alright. Set, brake set, after landing checklist. Thrust reversal stowed, speed brake stowed, flaps up, pitot static buttons, off, lights off, and APU as desired, not needed, after landing checklist complete. Okay, fantastic. So then let's get it moving. Parking brake is off. And let's dim those lights a little. So Lima 1, and Lima 1 is the first on the left here, and then apron 3 is going to be in front of this terminal, or rather of these hangars over there. Nice. I think this is the first time we're actually parking over here. We've been on the general aviation apron a couple times. Never on this one. Okay, so in the real world we would of course get a marshaller on an apron like this. This way, just gotta park ourselves. And here's how I'm going to do it. Ooh, that must have been lightning. from somewhere. Well, good time for us to arrive then. Alright, parking brake set, and... well, now the parking brake is set. And shutdown checklist. Throttles idle, park brake set, engine run stop button stop 2 minutes after landing. Here we go. If quick turn no, so emergency exit lights off. Okay, standby power switch off, control lock on, shocks going in, and when they're in, parking brake off. Services, trip stats and hops meter. Let's have a quick look at that. Okay, so that is all looking good. Alright, cool. And then APU is off, battery buttons off, and that's the checklist complete. Okay, and with that, guys, welcome to Sylt. I do hope you liked this one. Let's go ahead and get the chocks in position. And here we are, wheel chocks. Alright, then we can prepare the airplane to go to sleep until tomorrow. And here we are. So, chocks are in. And here we go. Then let's put all those covers in place. So we got you. This one goes on, and then we got these. We'll also put the engine cover in place over here. Then we gotta disconnect the battery until tomorrow morning when we pick up our owner. Over here. So there's that one. And then we go over to the other side. Over there we got another battery to disconnect. And we can put the engine covers in place, which is also gonna stop the engine from windmilling. Okay, and here's that one. Well guys, and that's it for today. Thank you very much for flying along. I do hope you liked this one. Leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. Let me know if you like this type of flight, and as always, I'm really looking forward to your feedback. So thank you very much for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.